good people? This Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. This is the Games Music Life podcast, episode. I'll leave it to you, Kev, because I never can remember.
236.
230. Is you sure?
236. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, whatever. If it's 230,
sure.
if it's 237, it'll be on the splash screen, regardless up there.
Right.
Yeah, it's cold out there, man.
Yeah, listen. This is the first week in a long time we've been able to get that intro off correctly. Usually we've been having that long pause where you know what I'm saying, whoever the guest is that week doesn't know it's time to talk.
Well, yeah, because shoot, last week we had the wives. And they were.
We had Jay. It was Jay last week.
Well, no, week before.
And then Chan before that.
Yeah, dang, I forgot we did have 3 guests these last couple of weeks. We should have had Chan today because this one would have been a good one. But this one would have been a good one to talk about. We might have to get him still on there because I do want to have a deeper dive into some things. We'll talk about the Gucci and Jeezy thing later, but I think it's a great conversation to be had with different temperatures of rooms, you know what I mean, just to talk about it because
you know he was on your side. He took your side, but
I didn't know that.
You seen it.
No, okay. hold on. First of all, there is no side. Okay. We'll talk later. We'll get into it, but because we got other things to talk about because we're at week 2 with the PlayStation, and I want to talk about that. There's a lot of stuff to get into. There is but it's cold outside, man. You know?
It is very cold, man. It turned brick real quick. Like, what was it, like a week and a half ago? It was like in the 70s.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. I contemplated turning my air back on. Like, I was going to bed. It was super hot in bed.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, what have I made a mistake turning the air off? And no, I did not. I actually had to turn the heat up today.
Bro, it was so cold. Like, I went and took the dog out this morning, and we got the fence installed. We haven't seen each other in a while, physically, but we got our fence installed this last week. Nice. So I took the dog out this morning, and the first week that I literally just opened the door and let her run outside. So she's looking up at me like, what's this feel like a shakeup? So she's looking around. Of course, she knows she's boxed in at this point. So anyways, we're out there, and it took her a minute to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, Sonny, listen, you got to go. All right, or else you're going to be out here.
You're going to get left out here.
Yes.
You'll be on your own.
And I'm going in the house. So anyway, she ended up going. She ended up coming to my blessing and using the bathroom. But anyways, I take Dan to her 5-year visit. So when you have twins, the 5-year visit, our doctor, she didn't want them to come at the same time. So yesterday, Sharita took Buddy. So today was my turn to take Dan. Well, your 5-year visit, they get shots. So I knew that going in. But the whistleblower was Buddy. So Buddy came home. Like I said, his appointment was on Friday. So he comes in and he tells Dan, like, I got to bleed. So she's like, oh, man. So now I got to go to the doctor tomorrow with Dad. So now I know I'm going to get a bleed. That's their thing. They get a bleed, you know. So we go and my baby, she was so daggone messed up. But I kept bribing her throughout the visit. Like, yo, you get your shots. I'll take you to the store. And mind you, I did not want to go to the store. I did not want to do this. But I had to come through. She screamed bloody murder, got her 5-year shots. But it was traumatizing for Dad.
Where did y'all go to the store and what did she get?
Okay, we went to Target. All right, because I figured Target. First of all, there's no more toy stores. Toys R Us closing.
Toys R Us went under.
Toys R Us closing was the worst thing for parents. It was the worst because there's no place you can actually go to that actually just has toys. So at Target, it has a limited selection. Plus now with Corona going
Target's
on,
actually pretty good for toys.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I would say they're the best of what's available.
Exactly. That is exactly it. But with the Rona going on right now, everything is out of whack. Like stuff's getting bought. So you know what the best toy store is right now? Amazon. Amazon's the best toy store, but I couldn't.
Except you can't go there.
Exactly. In a pinch, there's nothing like going and seeing it physically, and that's the thing. Like I remember remember when we used to go to the toy stores, Toys R Us. I don't know. You got memories of Toys R Us as a kid, and it's like it was the best feeling ever as a kid to go through and like, oh my God, this is literally a store full of toys. And then it turned into Babies R Us and Toys R Us, which was kind of nasty, but then. But yeah, there's no place to take your kids, man. So we went to Target today, and my God, we was in there. Here's the thing. We went from the toys section to the parking lot 3 times because I literally didn't find nothing she wanted. But the fact that we were leaving and without anything, she wasn't having it. And the fact that, and the thing is, and Dan is so smart, she's like, Dad, you promised me a toy. I said, Dad, you know what? I don't want to be a liar in my kid's eyes. So we went back.
Well, you got to pick one.
Exactly. That's my thing. And I'm like, man, the Rona's going on. Ohio in the purple. I'm trying to get out this store anyway. People walking around. Everybody got masks and stuff on. And I'm like, damn, we got to go. We ain't supposed to be here because if mommy catch wind of this, she's going to be on my tail about this, man. So anyways, needless to say, we go through, got your man a Spider-Man toy because that's all he's ever wanted this last couple of days. And Dan picked out a baby doll. So it was it worked out for me.
You don't know. Hold on. Now I'm upset with you, bro. I'm upset with you because their birthdays are coming up very soon, and you were taking up very precious gifts I could have got them for their own birthdays. You know what I'm saying?
Here's
It's
the
too
thing, though,
close.
Kev.
It's too close, man.
Yes, trust me, I know too. But I made the promise. I was in a pinch, man.
I was getting you made the promise.
Listen, she was gonna run at the doctor. She was about to book it. She's like, "Listen, I'm gonna punch somebody and run as fast as I can." And she was so scared. And the only thing I could think of, I went to the dad memory bank and I said, "A toy. I'll get you a toy. Just go be a big girl, get your shots." So I had to come up with it, man. But no, I apologize for that because I did when I came home. Shruti just gave me the eye, like, bro. Their birthday's next week, so why are you buying them stuff? But I was like, listen, I pawned it off in. I told her the story, and she understood. But yeah, man,
They're getting so big, man. That's
man,
it's crazy.
It's nothing that's traumatizing too, man. In 2020, they haven't figured out how to get people to pee into a cup a better way. I had to because first of all, as a dad, and you'll go through this too. I cannot wait for your day to come. Well, anyways, Dan had to pee in a cup. You know, you got to pee in a cup, take their urine sample, whatever.
Urinalysis.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Weird.
So
they do that for little kids.
They do it for little kids, but it's not. You're a boy. You probably had it done when we were younger. I think I remember peeing in a cup. But anyways,
you didn't even really think about it.
I don't. Easy. I know, but okay. I'll tell you what's messed up is as a parent, you have to hold the cup while your kid pees in it, right? And that's when I started realizing, I don't know how girls pee. I really don't know how the process goes. I've been married for a long time. I got 4 daughters. I don't know how they pee. They sit down and pee comes out. I don't know what happens. Bruh, it was traumatizing.
They don't even know.
Nah, and that's the thing. I asked Dan too. No, mind you, I'm asking a 5-year-old. I'm asking my 5-year-old daughter, hey, does your pee come out right here? And she's like, huh? And I said, all right, Dan, just go pee. Bro,
do whatever you normally do.
Fam, my hand was nowhere near the daggone pee. All right? I mean, but the cup wasn't. All right? My hand was.
I was going to say, wow. Yeah, that's
a
rough day.
My poor Apple Watch was an inch away, bro. It was an inch away. I said, you know what? I jumped back real hard. And she's like, what, Dad? I said, no, just go. At this point, just finish, baby. Just go ahead and get the rest in. Daddy missed. It was my fault. I didn't line it up right. So we got the pee in the cup. But I'm like, man, in 2020, they haven't figured out a better method than they got a funnel system or something. I don't know, man.
I always wondered, why can't you just take it out the toilet? Or why can't you just put a little test down in the toilet? And,
yeah, that's true. See, maybe you're coming up with something. And if somebody takes that idea, we want to cut it.
Yeah, I want my cut now.
Something to where it makes turn the water blue. When kids go to the pool and pee and the water turns a different color, they should do that. Yeah, you're right. They should be able to do that. But yeah, I was traumatized this morning. So we made it home.
That is a rough day, sir.
Yeah, man. It was cold out. But yeah, it was a day. I'm glad to be in the crib.
And then I forgot to tell you that because you hit me, you was like, hey man, I'm ready to pie, whatever. I was like, ooh, about that.
Yeah.
The boy is gone. I am long gone actually. But yeah. I didn't realize it would go take so long, but yeah.
Oh man, it wasn't no big deal. I knew I wasn't doing nothing this weekend. Like I said, man, Ohio in the purple. And I'm in the crib, absolutely. Man. There wasn't much I could do. You guys, I know you guys were safe out there, whatever you were doing. So.
Oh yeah. Everything was well. First of all, I already told you, but I'll say it for the pod. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a big shout out to my mom.
Yes.
She put on a diaper drive for families in need for Central Ohio through the holidays. It was a huge success. So congratulations, Mom. Glad we can help out, and you're doing great work.
Congratulations,
Bethlehem Church. Shout out to y'all.
Nice.
So
that is dope.
Man, it was a great time.
How was Mom's nerves out there? Because when I came to drop off your your video card that day, Mom wasn't having it. That's why I knew. Let me get I was already not staying because the streeter was in the car anyway. But when I came in, as soon as I hit the door, she was like, she mad, and I had my mask on too. But I just wanted to drop in. But,
we were still kind of in the the Roni was still a little weird, but. No. She since it was outside, everybody was cool, and I mean the social distancing was very good. When people pulled up, even though they didn't have to, they put on their masks anyway. But we're like, hey, listen, we all got masks on anyway, and we're outside. You're okay, but it's like, thank you, for thinking of us, because we had some older folks out there too, so it was very considerate of them to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just had people drive up. We'd ask them, hey, what do you need? Got that all together, hand it to them. Hey, have a blessed day, and keep on going.
So with the diaper drive, you just ask them what size they need?
Yep, what size they need, and they had already kind of sorted them out into care packages. So hey, you need a 3, grab a care package that had a 3 on it, and it had diaper wipes and some other stuff in there, and. Yep, hand them the bag and
now is this like buying Jordans where it's like you wear a 3 but you'll take a 4, or do you just take whatever?
Sometimes it was
okay
because so mind you, if you got there early, you pretty much got whatever you needed. But if you came late, you only really had what was left. And newborn, newborn 4, 5, and 6 ran out quick. Like I want to say newborn was the first one to go. 6 and 5 went pretty fast, and then 4s flooded out, and then 3s we ended up running out of them towards the end. Only thing we had left was 1s and 2s, which I was like, nobody needs 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Some of y'all people that asked for newborn, y'all should have just took some of these 1s.
I was about to say, should have took them 1s. 1s and newborns are not very far apart. But yeah, I guess they are. Well, yeah, it's not that far, but you gotta take what you can
listen, they're gonna get there eventually.
Yeah, true. That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah, they're gonna get there eventually now. You know, just put these in the tuck for a little bit, and we're giving it to you now. It's all for free. We just want to help. It's people were very cool. People were very nice, and they were appreciative. So it was awesome.
That's what's up. Look at you giving back, bro. That's dope.
Yeah. That was my mother's. That was her birthday gift, and I made sure to tell her, like, hey, listen. Mark me down in the books as having gotten you something for your birthday. I bought diapers to donate, and I came out and I helped. So don't say I didn't get you anything for your birthday.
Right. You gotta get them coins, man. That's the mom points, man.
You know what I'm saying? I never want that. Like, you forgot. Like, listen.
Never forget.
Because I didn't actually go on her birthday. I forget what was going on. But on her actual birthday, I only got to call her. But what made it so bad is my sister's birthday was the very next week, and I went to go see my sister.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah. Well, I mean, listen. She'd be all right.
Yeah.
I called, I FaceTime, I said happy birthday. They was doing whatever they was doing.
Yeah.
Listen, they have retired me out of their house. I'm an afterthought around there. Like,
nah, you're never an afterthought.
No, listen, I appreciate you saying that, and I know that you're saying it because it's like, well, you have older kids that have moved out, and you don't want them to feel like afterthought.
That's exactly what
but the real is you were like, they called when we all got home, and my mom was like, hey, I just want to make sure you made it home. I'm like, yeah, I made it home. It's all good. She's like, okay, well, we're about to get some Giordano's, so I'm gonna talk to you later. I was like, so we was all in the same place together. And you just ain't say a word till you checked to make sure I wasn't coming there before you went and grabbed some deliciousness. You know, I like Giordano's.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never had it.
You have it?
But
it's a little overrated. It's a little overrated. Really? I can't. It's okay. It's a super duper deep dish. It's like kind of like McDonald's Chicago style pizza.
Word. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have it once. You're like, I don't know if I need it again.
All that kind of stuff I have to get Toya on board with, and that's kind of tough. Like, bro, I would love to go to Texas Day Brazil, but my wife is just like, no, like it's way too much.
Why do you think it's too much?
She's like, I'm not gonna pay $50 so I can eat 2 pieces of meat because she's like, it's just way too much meat. It's so much red meat and all this other stuff, and I'm like, that's the point.
Yeah, you definitely get meat overload. Pause. But it's one of those things where you don't even. I definitely feel it's one of me and Sharita's favorite restaurants because
lucky you.
Yeah, I'm not
about to third wheel it.
Come on, you already know. But it's one of those things that it's not just a restaurant. Like, it's a vibe. Like, it's a whole. Yeah. It's a great place. Like, you feel like when you're there, you're like, okay, I'm an adult. This is where adults go eat at.
Yeah, I'm doing something.
Yeah, you're doing something. Not so much saying it's the ritziest restaurant, but it's like they treat you good. And we don't eat red meat, so we tell them ahead of time. And that's one thing I do credit them for is that when we do go and they'll come around and bring the red meat, we'll tell them like, hey, we don't eat red meat. And whoever the first little guy that comes around, he must tell everybody because we're like, yo, keep the pork. And the chicken coming. The only time the shrimp, all that stuff keep coming. They got a great salad bar. Toy would love it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. No, we've been plenty of times. It's like usually whenever we go, it's for like an event. Like, oh, it's somebody's birthday, or we're going out with whoever else, and that's where they chose. So we're just going there. But like whenever I'm just sitting at the house, I'm like, hey, we should go to Texas Day Brazil. She's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm like, but man, I'm trying to get my steak on, baby. She like, nah, See, I don't eat steak.
The next time we're out to Purple, we gotta go.
See, I don't eat steak. I'm like, but I do, but I don't. I don't eat steak. So you need to choose somewhere else where we can both eat.
Oh wow.
So I mean, she don't say all that, but listen, I got to throw the flair on there, baby.
You got to. And even if she did, we ain't gonna cop to it.
Right.
We ain't gonna cop to it.
But so that again, Giordano's is another place where she'd be like, "No, that's just way too heavy," and it's like, all right, well, guess I'll never eat this.
It's not expensive or anything. It's a lot of food.
No, it's not. Listen, the price really has nothing to do with it. It's just that she will say that pizza is too heavy. She's like, that's too much food. I don't want to eat that. It's, what I'm saying? It's that sauce and the meat and the cheese. And it's like, it's too much.
You know, I know we've been like you've been with your wife for a while. Me and Sherita have been together for a very long time now, and I didn't really think about it. And I started thinking about it. And what got me on it today, I was talking to her, and we were talking about when we were going to do the podcast, and I'm like, yeah, Kev has something to do today or whatever, and we kind of were just talking about you, and I'm like, man, I've known Kev for a long time now. I said, you know what? I don't know what made me say this, but I said, you know what? We've been together for a very long time, you know. And what makes me bring it up though is I'm at the point where I can like know what my wife is gonna do before she does it. So today we got, and it's funny. I don't know why we're explaining this, but I had a squirrel moment. But anyways, she got Chick-fil-A for us or whatever, right? And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, because she never really gets the sandwich. She gets the little nuggets. So she got the little spicy chicken sandwich. So in my head, I'm watching her while she's talking to me, of course, because she's flooding me with information, as she always does. And I'm like, she's about to say something about this bread on this sandwich. And she says, dang, man, it's just so much bread. I'm like, there you go. And I start cracking up because I know she's going to say it, man. And like, I'm at the point in life where she knows what I'm going to say before I say it on certain things. I'm going to complain about something. And like, sure enough, she did the same thing. But I say all that to say I'm just getting old. That's all.
But bro, like, how is a bun too much bread?
She
like,
says it every time. Like, bro, when she eats, it's so disrespectful because the people who make buns for Chick-fil-A should be upset with her because literally most of the bun is in the box when she throws it away. It's like all the chicken. Like, yo, just get a chicken sandwich with no bun.
Or, you know, yeah, you can just order the filet. You can just order the chicken filet.
Just do that. Just do that.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah, man. It was just a funny moment. But
these girls are so funny. Like,
they
are
man.
Absolutely hilarious.
That's like when I ask her, like, Sherita doesn't like what is it, like Gingies? She doesn't like any of the steak, like the what are those called? Exactly.
Teppanyaki is what, like, when you go to the actual place and they make it.
Okay.
That's called teppanyaki.
Okay, she don't like, but I'm like, okay, how do you know you don't like it? And she's like, well, I just know. I'm like, you know what? I can't debate that because it's like you're not willing to. But when we went to Benihana's, she loved it.
That's what I was like, bro. I run into that all the time where it's like, I'll be like, hey, you want this? She's like, I don't like it. I'm like, have you ever tried it? And she's like, no. And I'm like, then you don't like it. You don't know what it is. Like, say that. Yeah. Say that instead. Or just try. Like, it's gotten to the point now, like, I've learned that, because, I mean, you know, it's just me and her. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, like, when, like, if she's gone and I'm home, it's like, oh, this is my golden opportunity to sneak out and get whatever it is that she's not going to like. So, because it's like, if I'm like, I'm like, man, I really want this, and it's something that she don't like. She'll be like, okay, well, you can get it, and it's like, well, what do you want? Nothing. I'm like, okay, yeah,
well,
all right.
I think they get turned off from the idea of it, like sushi. Me and you both like sushi. Well, Shrita won't even try it. So like, I'm like, yo,
there's no way she hasn't tried the Once Upon a Time in Mexico. She hasn't even tried. Bro, there's no fish.
Fam,
she likes everything that's in it.
Fam, I've explained this to her. I've explained this even when I explain like spring rolls and not the raw, because her thing is it's a raw. In her mind, I went to the ocean, plucked out a piece of fish, bit it with my hands and feet, and took all the bones out, wrapped it up in seaweed, and that's what I'm eating. Because she won't even try it. I'm like, babe, just give it a shot. I don't want to. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm not gonna pressure.
That Once Upon a Time in Mexico has no fish in it. There's nothing raw in it.
Well, on the flip side of that,
it's literally fried chicken.
Listen, on the flip side of that, I will tell her I don't want to do something. I literally will say, listen, I don't want to do this. Like, it was a show that she wants to watch. I want to watch it. Will you watch it?
You're doing it.
I don't want to watch it. And then she's like, well, we're going to watch it. All right, okay. You know, so it's like, I want you to try something with me, but, you know, whatever. I love you, babe. You'll see this, so I love you, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, this is nothing that we haven't told them. This is us laughing about it now. I know. So, you know,
we gotta get them on next week.
What are the joys of being married?
It is.
If you can't laugh at all the little quirky stuff that they do.
Yeah, for sure.
Matter of fact, I got something. I wasn't even going to tell you, but I'll go ahead and tell you now.
Okay.
Because I know you're going to be like, what is going on? But we're supposed to put the tree up tonight.
What?
Yeah.
Now, see, okay, is she there? Is she there right now?
She's here.
Is she right here? Is she around the mic?
No. She's upstairs.
We might do an emergency pod. I'm gonna tell you, your wife and my wife are the same person, because had I not been here, or had I not been the way I am, we would have our Christmas tree up literally the minute that it becomes any type of decorations are in the store. Yo, let Thanksgiving breathe, man. All right, let it breathe. Quit stepping on Thanksgiving, man. I know there gonna be no Thanksgiving this year. The Rona done stepped on everything. Although some people are still experiencing Thanksgiving this year. My barber said,
y'all can still have Thanksgiving, sir. Like,
we're gonna have it here. I'm saying, like, the older kids, you know, because I don't know if we're gonna have them come home.
Oh, they can't even come home?
Listen, bro.
Yeah, I know what's going on, but wow,
bro.
Yeah, that's
because here's the thing. Amaya's boyfriend plays for University of Toledo. So no, I wouldn't expect for her to come home and then him not come. So if he was to come, and let's just say, God forbid,
he ain't got no family.
He's from
He
Florida.
go home to them.
Yeah,
He go home to them.
That's why I love you as an uncle, man. But so, and then Kennedy and Javi, I don't know if they're gonna come, and it's like I don't know, man. We're kind of up in the air about it. DeWine might be at my door. The governor, that's the governor of our state. He might be at our door if we have more than our family in this house. Because I'm gonna tell you, DeWine is fed up with Columbus. He is fed all the way up. He's at the door like, who's in there? Where's the census report? I want to know, do they live here? Because
bro, that curfew didn't last 2 days.
I know.
It was like, okay, listen, it's going to be a curfew on Monday. And then Wednesday, he's like, yo, listen, Friday, actually, I'm just shutting it down. I'm just going to shut it down. I tried the curfew thing for 2 days. I seen y'all talking that on Facebook. Yeah, we just go ahead and shut it down instead.
As he should, though, because my barber, we didn't end up making it on Thursday to get a haircut because I asked, because we go late in the evening. So I said, hey, I'm kind of running a little late. If you got something else to do, I'll come in on Monday. So anyways, he was like, yeah, you might want to come Monday to get a haircut because after this week, because this week is Thanksgiving week, I'm going to go quarantine for 2 weeks and then I'm going to go back in the shop. I said, oh, you just can't leave it alone. So basically you're telling me you're about to go have regular Thanksgiving. So you're just going to quarantine. You're going to risk the Rona or even say the Rona's coming and then just say I'm going to go quarantine for 2 weeks. Like people are just fed up though.
At least he doing it the safe way, I guess.
Yeah.
Listen, if you gotta have Thanksgiving, at least you're not putting none of your clients at risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, afterwards. So like, go ahead, dude. Listen, I'll around my family today. I'm still going over there on Thursday. Like, DeWine, you can't stop me, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going. Like, it is what it is.
I think people are, man. And the more and more times go by, you know me well enough to know Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like my kid, like having it to where my kids aren't going to be home, I'm definitely going to like open the doors, man. I'm just going to have them sign a waiver because if you get sick, A, it's not going to cost me any money, and B, I'm not responsible. Okay, because you might get.
Or just drop them a plate. Just do a little drop them a plate. Wave.
There's people that came from they came from my body.
You.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't, man. I gotta let my babies in, man. So, but that being said,
they might not want to come. That's the thing.
That is true, and I don't want to take it personal. You already know, Dad. When I feel like I'm Heathcliff Huxtable now, where it's like I love to see my kids come visit, but I love to see them leave too. And it's like I don't ever want them to feel like they're not welcome at home, but you don't have a room anymore. You know, I just want to say that. You know, like, but you can always come.
They come in, they start raiding the fridge, asking for money. You be like, why did I want you here again?
Yeah, man.
I just wanted to
Leaving
put my eyes on you, maybe give you a hug.
Yeah, man.
And now you in here, you flushing toilets and leaving the refrigerator door open, inviting your friends.
Yeah, coming up missing. You Snapchatting my house. It is my house. All right, let me Snapchatting my cabinets. Tomorrow we got cabinets. No, I got cabinets. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, these kids, they don't give Dad no credit. Like when the PS5 got delivered, you'd have thought Nadir first of all didn't want to play it. He just wanted to stunt. That's all he wanted to do.
I figured that. I saw something. I didn't even watch his story, but I saw something pop up on Instagram. I was like, he's taking pictures of that PS5. I know this for a fact.
You already know.
Yeah, I didn't have to watch it. I just knew. I was like, yeah.
And you understand, like with us, man, we're sneakerheads for real, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm still tight about them Jared Lorenz's that sold out the second I clicked on the link, but I don't want to go into that.
You never had availability. That's the thing. Like they were never available for you. It wasn't actually sold. Like it was telling you it was sold out from the first time it sold out.
Bruh, I'm talking about from the second it went to like the second of. And I thought I was up on something, and I forgot. I didn't even know. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it sold out quick. But anyways, yeah, they're my kids are FaceTiming my shoes and all that stuff. I mean, we look like food out here. Like, stop it, man. Yeah. Like, you know?
Right.
But anyways, let's get into it, man. Let's start like we always do. What have you been playing? What have you been playing, bro?
Oh man, I finished up Miles Morales.
Let's start there. What did you rate it? 1 out of 10. What are you giving it?
I give it a solid 8.5. It was a great game. It was short, but it was very good. A lot of fun. Okay. And another thing we're gonna talk about. We'll talk about it in a second. But it had to lose a little bit of points because of how the PlayStation 5 is. But we're gonna talk about that in a moment.
Yo, I put it in the notes. I don't know if you saw that. Because we're at 2 weeks in.
But I figured we was gonna talk about that too.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna start with Miles Morales too. I want to piggyback on your point. Finish the game. Okay. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. It definitely, the story was short, but it was very, very good. And I liked the only thing I didn't like about it was how they tried to mesh all the nationalities in there. My man was black and Hispanic, and he had an Asian friend. Like, I didn't like all that. I just wanted, like, if he's black, just have everybody be black, man. Just have it all. And his Timbs were tied way too tight for me. I didn't like that. The fact that he had on Adidas, but they were shell toes, so I rocked with that. They should got my guy some Ultra Boosts. I mean, if I'm Spider-Man, I don't want to be... Could you imagine solving crime in shell toes? Like, Ultra Boosts would be the way to go. But whatever.
How you ain't got him in some Yeezys?
Yeah, something Ultra Boost. I'm saying something something comfortable. But the game was very good. The story was very good. It left just enough on the table to set up for more games. Like, I'm trying to 100% it now. Like, I went and played it this morning. And first
have you gotten Spider-Cat?
Oh, come on. You already know I got Spider. I haven't took that costume off since I got him.
Okay. Yeah, well, you had to finish the game to get Spider-Cat.
I know, but I'm saying once I got him, that was it.
Okay. Well, because when we talked about it or whatever, you was like, yeah, I took the right the book back. I was like, oh, man, you been watching the spoilers. You was like, no. I'm like, well, wait a second.
When you first save him, spoiler alert, when you first save him and take him back to the store owner, you put him in your book
you
bag.
Put him in the book bag and take him back.
That's what I'm saying.
But then after, you know what I'm saying, afterwards you end up getting the costume.
But that's what made me say it, because I'm like, the only way that he could be like with you or even like around you is if you take him and put him in a book bag. Because I'm like, how would you care?
Yeah.
So that's why I said that. So, no, I didn't. You already know. I go into games like if it's a game I really want to know about or it's a movie I want to know about. I don't want to know nothing. You the one that don't care about spoilers. I care. Right. I don't want to know no spoilers. So I went and got them. But yeah, I'm trying to 100% it now. It's a lot to do as far as the side missions and stuff, but they're quick at this point. And I feel like I'm going back. One thing I will say though is I was playing the game wrong. Because I was going in and just punching and beating everybody up. And as you start getting later in the game, you understand you can't do that. Because those big brawler dudes come out and you literally don't stand a chance. Yeah, so I started going stealth mode and actually being like Spider-Man. So it was a fun game, man. Dante watched me play about 70% of it. And
really?
he had a great time, man. Like he was in charge of telling me which suits to wear. And
well, wait a second. Why only 70%?
The other 30, he was just, I mean, I was playing when they were not up. Because when it got to like real story heavy parts, like first of all, the girls would come down and start talking to me, and I'm like, "Baby, listen, I love you, but I gotta see what's going on." But you got to
watch.
You got to watch, you know,
bruh. Is that just like a DNA thing? Because like it was. I'm gonna give you a good example. Okay. So a couple weeks ago when we went out to eat or whatever, I ordered a lemonade, and my wife was like, "Hey, listen, does the lemonade have pulp in it?" And I'm like, hey, listen, I've never been here, so I don't know. But the expectation was that I would know. You know what I'm saying? How? I don't know. Mm-hmm. So, like, do you find that that the girls in your house come to you for information that there clearly would really be no way for you to actually know?
Listen, well, the thing is, yes, to answer that question, absolutely. But see, I just regulate everything to mom. Because when there's questions I can't answer, like...
But what about when mom comes to you with those questions that, hey... Like, she's like, hey, what do I want to eat? And you're like, that is not even a logical question for me.
Well, yeah, I don't... It's more so when she asks me the questions that she already knows the answer to, but she wants my input. So that if I say something, then it's like, well, I didn't want that. Well, like, why'd you ask me? Because my answer didn't matter. You already had it in your mind what you wanted to do, but you just wanted my input. I get it.
She wanted your confirmation.
Exactly. That's it. Confirmation.
Yeah. But, I mean, sometimes it's like I said, she want to know if the lemonade had pulp in it. I'm like, this is our first time here. How would I know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so just like you don't know, I don't know. Or like when we're watching a movie and it's like, hey, listen, so is this gonna happen next? And it's like, we're at the movie. It came out today. I don't know. I don't know.
Yo, I don't.
Let us sit and watch.
No, like, cause I'm gonna shoot her a little bill here. She is in nursing school. She's in the thick of it right now. But sometimes we'll be watching something, and she's doing homework while we're watching it. Like today, we watched Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary today.
Wow.
On Hulu. It's not bad. It's actually a pretty decent watch. Well, anyways, we're watching it, and it was one of those oh wow moments, and I was like, oh wow, oh what? Listen. We're both here, okay? Like if you want to know, like you can watch with me. We're both watching it. I understand you're doing homework and everything, but I'm not gonna have an oh wow moment and then regurgitate what I just heard 30 seconds ago. All the while, more information is coming in that I'm missing because I gotta explain it. And she just was staring at me, and you know.
Oh man, listen, they're so funny. They're so funny like that. It makes me feel good sometimes. I'm like, man, my baby really got a lot of confidence in me. Like she, like, you know what I'm saying, just looking at me like I must be Superman. But it's like, I don't know what comes next because I'm watching this at the same time you are. So if I'm confused like you're confused right now. Yeah, I know that's hard to believe, but it's the truth.
I'll just have to reiterate to my wife all the time, like, babe, I'm a nerd. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're computer guys. Like, I don't know nothing about hard work as far as like with my hands. You know what I mean? Like, when the guys were doing the fence and stuff, I'm like, man, I commend them dudes because I can never do it. It was cold. They were digging holes.
You could do it.
Like, I could, but I don't want to.
If you had to, you could do it. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the difference.
Okay, that is the difference. I'm there, but my wife will like if something goes bad. Like right now, our dishwasher keeps tripping the wire in the basement. I mean, in the switch or whatever. And she looked at me to say, "Hey, babe, what's the problem?" And I said, "Look, we have a warranty. Okay, that's what the problem is. We're gonna call and get this fixed because GE's gonna come out and fix it because your husband doesn't know anything about that. All I know is troubleshooting. I'll plug it into another outlet, and if it does that, guess what? I now know it's not the outlet; it's the dishwasher. But what do you think it is? Listen, we have a warranty. Okay, because I do not know.
It's too many things plugged up on the same line. That's all that is. It's too much power consumption coming off of one grid. Yeah. Only reason I know this is because when I was a kid in my parents' house, there was like I forget what it was. It was if you had two things plugged in, and if one of them was the iron and it was something else, if you had them plugged in the right way, it would just shut off all the power in the house because it was just drawing too much power at one time. Yeah. And that's how I learned how the circuit breaker worked. And then, because you know what I'm saying, like somebody would be trying to iron their clothes and then like all the power goes out and then you just hear somebody scream and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll go flip the circuits.
What kind of iron did y'all have? Iron drawing that much power?
Well, it was whatever it was. I think it was maybe like a space heater or something.
The space heater is always it. It's always a space heater. I got one in my office in the bedroom, and I got one there. And if ever I leave it on, and like let's say Sharita's using the blow dryer, she's doing the girl's hair, it will trip the wire. It'll trip it.
It'll trip it because it's too much power consumption at once. So but it was always it was because of where the ironing board was. Mm-hmm. So it was like if you plugged it in, because if you plugged it in anywhere else, it was fine. Right. But if you plugged it into that one spot and the space heater was on, all the power in the house was going out, and somebody was about to start screaming.
Yeah. I mean, power going out is a scary thing though. Our power was out for a day. That day I told you about, and we had fun because it was like we could take the kids and kind of do some things. But yeah, AP was tripping. But anyways, it came back.
You lost a day of PS5.
Bruh.
I know, I would have been very upset.
Miles Morales wasn't going to save himself. All right. The world was not going to say, like, it had to get done. And I just lost a whole day of gaming. And I had nothing playing that day but playing that game. That's all I literally had.
It was a prime Sunday.
Yeah, man. With nothing else going on. And the thing about it is they got it fixed too early because I already had prepped my boss. Like, hey, man, my power's out. I said, listen, just take all the time you need. When it comes back on, whatever, you get paid. I said, all right, cool. So I was already prepped taking Monday off. Sure enough, I woke up Monday morning like, man, why y'all got to fix
power right back on? Like, that's how y'all gonna do me, huh?
Yeah, like,
y'all couldn't just wait a day, wind.
Right, man. Right. But yo, so we're 2 weeks in of having a PS5, man. Like, first, we know with technology, like I said, we are nerds. We understand tech. We understand the hurdles that come along with it. I'm glad that hotfix came out for the PlayStation, but thank God that thing has a daggone SSD because the amount of crashes I had in Miles Morales was just silly. It would just be silly stuff. Like it would just like when one time happened, I got a new suit and I kept hearing like this clicking going on. I'm thinking like maybe this suit got like a boombox on it or something. Like what is this? Nah, it was just a glitch. So I had to end up closing the game and coming back in. But sure enough, it started right back up. Like the SSD saves everything, even though the little crashes that happen, it's right back up within like 15 seconds of, from start to getting back into the game.
Word. See, I've been watching all the YouTube videos about it. So, like for my PS5 owners, like I'm sure that all y'all understand, like the system is amazing. It's a ton of fun. The SSD is amazing. Like it's a completely new experience. But you know what I'm saying? We're not the beta testers, but we are kind of the beta testers. Like we're getting all the bugs and stuff. So it's like I've been kind of watching the what to do. So I've been making sure that I'm very careful to always close games after I'm done playing them. Any app that I open, once I'm done with it, I close it. And I always shut down. I never go into rest mode.
See, I refuse to do that. I refuse. When I saw those videos saying like don't go to rest mode, close your games, I literally did the complete opposite. Because I paid $500 for something, I'm taking it through all of it. I have only went to rest mode. And I've never shut a game off once I've done. Like on the
flip side of that, I played Miles Morales with no crashes.
Okay, that could be why. That could like work, right? But here's it sends crash reports every time it happens. Now, mind you, I will say it only happened about 5 or 6 times. I think that's reasonable, within a system that first came out. Because I wasn't going to hard reset my PS5. I wasn't going to do that. And then come to find out, the whole thing I had with downloading the game was a known issue. That's what kind of makes me happy about stuff going bad with tech, is that you're not the only person going through it. So it's something that eventually will be worked out,
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, like for me, this is the fun part too. It's like, you know what I'm saying. I'm going through the thick of it. I'm getting the full experience of it, because all the people who couldn't get one, like that's been their excuse. I'm just gonna wait till they work all the bugs out. It's like, shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
you couldn't get one, and
salt.
it is what it is. You didn't choose to wait. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't get one, and it is what it is, man. Like, you're right; they are going to be in stores. But I've been playing this for weeks now, and you haven't.
Yo,
sit on the sideline. Don't call me no beta tester.
I thought time would dispel some of these feelings that people have, and no, it's made it worse, because people literally can't get them. And I've been trying to get another one just to either help somebody out for a look, or I'm gonna flip that thing. But I can't. I cannot get a second, because I can only imagine. Now, mind you, I told you, I'm trying to get a second one to either flip it or bless somebody. But I go into trying to buy it knowing I already have one. So I don't put all the stress into it. I'll jump into Sony Q and try to get another one.
I don't feel anything.
Nah,
I'm trying to get another one. It's like, meh.
Right.
It didn't work out this time. Oh, well.
Could you imagine that stress for somebody trying to get that first one, though?
Yeah, no, that's gotta hurt. But my thing is, where were you when the pre-orders were going on?
That's what gets me. That's why I don't feel sorry for people. When a couple people just hit me up, even family members, I told you on the last pod, will ask me about getting one. I'm like, listen, you have no idea. I pre-ordered this thing in September.
Yeah, I secured this months ago. The most stressful part for us was just is it actually going to get delivered, or are they going to cancel? Right. You know what I'm saying? Please don't cancel. Please don't cancel. That was the biggest thing for us. But it was after. We knew that once it released, it was going to be like this. Yeah. So it's you needed to get that pre-order in, and that's what we did. So it's I've been secure for months.
Yeah. So you haven't had any crashes or any bugs or anything?
I only had one crash at any point, and I was playing Astro's Playroom, and that was on day one. And it was because I was installing a game while I was playing, and I saw that other people were like, yeah, don't, if you're installing games, you'll start noticing crashes. For whatever reason, I don't know. But, I was kind of oh, whatever. I mean, it gave me an error report. I sent it over, and then the game booted right back up, no problem. But other than that, no crashes.
Okay. So you still playing 2K?
I am still playing 2K, a ton of it. Now that I've finished Miles Morales, that's kind of the only game I got left other than the PS Plus collection. I've been meaning to start God of War, but I just haven't. Yeah. Because it just feels like such an undertaking. You know what I'm saying? 2K, I can just get in, play a game, play an hour or two. But it's whenever you're starting that new adventure game, it's kind of oh, man, dang.
Yeah. You know I'm actually going to pick up Ghost of Tsushima. I tried to get on that $19.99 sale, but that was a glitch. Yeah. And I was upset that I didn't get it. Your boy Wario I jumped on that link so quick. Finally, I just couldn't get it, man. I finally tracked down a daggone charging station, which was problematic as all get out. I don't understand how those things are selling for so much money on StockX and all over the place. And I actually just got it on Best Buy, Tuttle Crossing. I got to go pick it up. But yeah, man. Bad. No, it wasn't bad. I got it for retail, so I can't be mad about that at all.
That was so weird to me that you were having trouble finding it, because I found it no problem whatsoever. I think I sent you the link when I found it on PlayStation and bought it.
Yeah,
but you were still contemplating whether you were going to keep it or not.
Yeah, because I didn't.
No, this is before the system came. Yeah, this is before the system came out.
Yeah. But even after I knew I was going to keep it, I didn't know if I needed the charging station. But man, that is a clutch thing right there. That I need that.
Told you.
Yeah, because I hate putting the cable in there. Pause. It just seems problematic, because
it's so much cleaner.
It is, and I don't know if you ran into this because you had the charging station the whole time, but when you plug the USB, use the front USB port to charge your controller, it would never charge my controller. It would only charge it to a certain point, and then it would just stop. So I don't know what that was all about.
I've read one or two things too. I think that if you are using it while it's connected to the console, the controller doesn't charge. It just kind of stays in an active state. Okay. But it doesn't actually charge. And then also when you go into rest mode, it only stays in rest mode for 3 hours.
Okay.
So, but that was another thing I was going to talk about too. I had heard a lot of reports about the battery life on these controllers wasn't going to be great. My battery life on my controller has been phenomenal.
It has. No, it has been. I've never gotten it down to 1 bar, and I've been gaming. I've been super gaming. This was even before I got the charging station, because what I would do is just take the USB, the USB-C cable that came with it and charge the controller, and I would just put it into a brick and put it into the wall. So I would charge it to 100%, and then I would just use it. So I've never actually gotten it down to less than two bars since I've did that. But then I got the charging station, so it's like I just put it on there when I get done playing.
See, usually when I'm gaming, like usually I kind of get like these 2-hour windows where I can kind of game before my wife is like, "What are you doing? Come back, come back!" and then I'm summoned to come back and watch whatever it is she wants to watch. But like even then, it's like I usually be still at full capacity. I'm like, wow, like it didn't even put a dent in this.
Yeah. So 2 weeks in, the love is still there, right? Yeah. No,
absolutely, man. I'm having a ball having to do all of the little like baby in my console stuff, and like I said, I always shut down just to make sure, and it makes my games play smoother. I think in rest mode it'll come, like you know what I'm saying. I have faith that Somi will get that right, and I'll be able to rest mode soon enough. For right now, the SSD is so fast, I don't mind the apps closing, going into shutdown. It's no big deal. Yeah.
I don't have no issue with it, bro. Like I said, I've not went into rest mode like every time, because that's what I did with my PS4. Every time when I would play, I would get done, I go to rest mode. You know, I would never do it. But then I was charging my controller too. So I don't know if I got to. Well, I'll tell you the thing I love about the rest mode though is that I love the PlayStation app on my phone. Yeah. So I will install a game from wherever I'm at, or like see who's down there playing, what the progress is on it, and also to track my trophies. I'm trying to platinum Spider-Man. So
there you go. Yeah. I think I might try to platinum Spider-Man. I've been thinking about it.
It's a fun game, man. The only thing I do think that I'm gonna have to do though is like the sound and some of the stuff, like the interactions with his mom and then his friend Genki and everything. Like when I'm playing it with headphones on, if I'm listening to a podcast and I'm playing the game, I do kind of want to hear that dialogue because it does add a lot of tea leaves. Well, first of all, the ending with Oscorp. Who was it they pulled out the tanker? Was that his son?
Harry. Yeah, that was Harry. And but I think he's gonna end up being Venom. Yeah, I think he's gonna end up being Venom now.
Okay. You think we're getting DLC soon with Miles Morales?
I think so. Soon, no, but I do think we'll get DLC.
Okay. I do need to bring my save over from the PlayStation 4 to finish the other Spider-Man because Buddy's been on my head about that.
Cloud save, sir.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly. I've been hearing the horror stories about hooking up an SSD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, an external. Don't hook up an external right now. It's not ready. Okay. But I mean, you got PS Plus now. True. So just do your cloud saves and you're all good. That's how I did all my save transfers, just from cloud saves. I've had no trouble.
How has your hard drive space been?
I mean, it's been fine. I only have 5 games installed, so it's been fine. Even though 2K is one of the biggest games that is available, and not been a problem.
Yeah, I feel if I stay away from Call of Duty, I'll be cool. Because every time I turn on Call of Duty on my PC, it's like a 30 gig install, and I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I'm not playing Call of Duty.
Nah, I'm not. I'm hearing good things about it though. It's the people who play it, they really like it on the PlayStation.
People are not liking that Cold War. People have been very upset about Cold War.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking about the other one, the
Warzone.
Warzone, yeah.
I'm not downloading that either. I got it on my PC. I'll just keep it over there. It's no big deal. Like it's cross-platform as it is. Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's fine where it's at. Plus, I need a reason to keep playing my PC. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm buying Cyberpunk for my PlayStation or for my PC. It's like part of me is like, yo, listen, this is a great time to have that experience on PC. Yeah. The other part of me is like PS5. Because
I am trying to build up my library. I have the same issue. Because I'm gonna tell you, have you been watching any of the videos of Cyberpunk?
Yeah,
it looks
great.
It looks great, man. It looks great. So people are gonna rescind those death threats they was giving those poor devs about pushing the game back, because like the game looks good, man. But I don't know if it's my type of game. That's more of those things I'll relay to you on, because I do think I want to play God of War. I don't know what the next game I want to play though. I think I'm
definitely playing God of War. You need to go ahead and get that 2K. You know what I'm saying? You're talking at Jang Yang.
Yeah, I do. I am going to probably get it. But that's what we were talking about before about 2K. Because so correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I was trying to say via text. I don't know if I displayed that well when we were talking. Every year, every basketball season, there's a new 2K, right?
Right.
Okay. So is this the first year that 2K will go through the span of 2 NBA seasons?
No, because 2K21, even though it did come out during the bubble, they didn't acknowledge any of the bubble stuff.
Okay.
Like they left last season because 2K20 started at the bubble and then 2K21 came out towards the end, but they just didn't acknowledge any of that. Okay. And just kept it pushing. Yeah.
Got you. All right, man. Anything else you playing besides that?
No, I think that's the those are the only two games I'm playing. Those are really the only games I got.
Okay,
I completely stopped playing Genshin Impact. I
I did too.
don't like.
I did too. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll say this: I jumped on and did my dailies, the daily little purple missions, the other
uh,
day. But I was listening to a podcast, and then something weird happened where it's like a meteor shower happened. So I guess the story progressed, and I don't know what happened. I just know it was a big cutscene. People were talking, and I need to pick that back up. But I was so engulfed in being Miles Morales, man.
Yeah, like I want you know what Genshin Impact was kind of that space filler for me because
Mm-hmm.
once my PS once I finished Ghost of Tsushima, I didn't have really much of a use for my PS4 anymore. I
Yeah.
had 2K, but 2K was getting kind of dry. I was waiting on next gen 2K at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and I just didn't have I didn't have anything to play. I didn't have any games. I had games, I just didn't have any games that I
Yeah.
wanted to play. And
Yeah.
Genshin Impact was kind of that game where it was like, I'll just play this.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm having fun. It's enjoyable. But
Yeah.
now that PS5 is here and I have new games to play, I'm like, nah, never mind.
Yeah.
Back back
What's
to hell
sick
you go.
what's sick about it to me though is that the cross save doesn't work. So eventually, I think eventually when they do the cross to where I can take my PC version or the PC save and use it on my PlayStation 5, then I'll do it. Because I ended up downloading it for PS5 and I started. I'm like, man, where's my save point? And they were like, nah, it doesn't cross save like that. Only PS4 to PS5 and then PC to PC. So
See, that's crazy. Because,
like,
well, I started playing on PS4, and that's where I made most of my progress. And
mm-hmm,
then I went back to PC just to kind of test it out, and it was a much better experience on PC. So
mm-hmm.
I kept on playing from there. Again, because I didn't really care about that game at all. Like I haven't bought any characters. I still only got the ones that
Nah,
they gave me,
yeah, I'm
and
totally free to play.
I'm just wasting time with it essentially.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so after that, I once it was on PS5, I opened it up. I was like, wow, this looks just like my PC. I
Mm-hmm.
closed the app and I haven't touched it again.
You haven't touched it again? All right. Yeah, I think it's one of those games that also because there's so much money being made on it, it'll keep progressing. So we
Oh
can
yeah,
stop. It's kind of like Animal Crossing. You stop playing it, but once you pick it back up, it's like you ain't missed nothing.
nah.
You ain't missed nothing.
Listen, I really need to get back on Animal Crossing because I have not
Yeah.
played that. I'm either gonna start playing it again or I'm gonna give it away. Like I might give it to my goddaughters and
Mm.
because they enjoyed it while they played it, and I might just give it to them. Like
No, I think you
enjoy
should get
it.
them their
Have a
own.
good
Just
time.
get them their own because I think that is kind of a fun point when you're playing it with one of the kids because you teach them some stuff and it does promote a lot of reading too, which I like. So
They're older though, so like they already get it, and and my one goddaughter, she already started her island, so like
okay,
she gets it already. So it's
okay,
like just here,
yeah.
look, maybe I'll give her the game, give her all my bells, and be like, have a blast.
Just give her the island.
Yeah, just here, just have a blast, kiddo. Yeah,
Yeah,
get out of here.
that'd be
But
dope.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm ever gonna touch that game again because it just kind of is over.
I think if they come out with some kind of new addition, they'll pull you back in.
I think so too, but it feels like there's nothing else. Like, remember when we could swim? And
Yeah.
like that was fun. That was fun for a
y-
little bit. It was like this
yeah.
is something new. But like what else do they have? Like unless they yeah, it just doesn't feel like they have anything else that
They
they
gotta
could
they
do.
gotta come up with something. I told you in the other pod, man. They're gonna have to put like I think pets are coming. That's what I think. You gotta walk your pet and that whole thing. Like that, it'll be
Make it like a
something.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I think that they made their mistake in not making it so that way I have to actually care about my character on the game. Like, if I had to feed my character and make sure that they had enough of whatever it is that they need, or, like I had to manage an inventory on that game,
Yeah.
maybe then, that would probably keep me coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's since the only thing that you can really do in that game is buy stuff, there's
Yeah.
no real objective. It's kind of like, all right, I bought everything and I can't really do anything with the stuff I buy, but decorate my house. The
Yeah.
house isn't but so big. I kind of already decorated it the way I like it. It's got plenty in it.
You still ain't paid.
What am I
time
doing?
yet.
I still ain't paid Tom. I might just sign in just to rub it in his face. I got your money, Tom Nook. What you gonna do about it?
I ain't giving it to you.
I ain't giving you nothing.
All right, man. Let's run through this basketball stuff because we got to get to what we need to talk about. All right. So Klay Thompson, he tore his Achilles. Sad news, man. He's out for the whole
Terrible.
year. Do you think he's gonna be okay? Do you think he's gonna come back and be all right?
If he holler at whoever got KD ready, yeah,
That's two big leg injuries now. You got an ACL.
that is.
and now the Achilles.
Yeah.
How old is Clay?
I think Clay is maybe like 30, 31. But
Okay.
I think that we think about these players in terms of like what we remember injuries to be like in the 90s.
That's true.
And it don't really, like, injuries have not taken anybody out
True.
as of late.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
the medicals got better.
Yeah, and it ain't like Clay was out here bouncing on, dunking on cats. He was a shooter, so it'll be okay. So yeah, I wonder about that. It was just more sad than anything, because it's like, and when they said it was the right leg, you knew, because like, and we talked about it before. Whenever someone hurts one leg, you usually favor the other one. So with the ACL being on the left leg, now the right leg is a torn Achilles. That's sad. I did find it odd that the Warriors still went ahead and drafted Wiseman though. I thought they would have drafted a guard.
Yeah, I thought that they would go LaMelo at that point, but I guess the way that they were looking at it was like, hey man, stay the course. That was probably, which that's what I always thought that they would do all along anyway, was draft Wiseman. I thought that made the most sense. Mm-hmm. But I guess they were just like, hey, stay the course, man. We'll get Clay back. Maybe we'll pick up I bet they probably wish that they kept D'Angelo Russell at this point, but they're like, hey, listen, man, we'll pick up a stopgap, guard to cover his spot as best they can for the time being.
This is how I know you ain't really sold on Andrew Wiggins. You ain't even mentioned that. Andrew Wiggins is there too.
Andrew Wiggins is a 3 though. So like they still need another piece. Like Andrew Wiggins is like that Harrison Barnes role, which we saw that they can replace.
Okay. Yeah, he makes a lot of money though. What did you think about the NBA draft though? Did you know any of the players? Because I didn't know anybody in there. I'll be honest with you.
I knew the top 3.
That's
Even though I don't know, I'm like, how did Anthony Edwards go first? Like he was trying everything in his power not to end up in Minnesota. He's like, I don't even really like basketball.
Right, come on.
Dame Lillard is a buster.
Yeah, man. He did everything in this world not to get drafted by them. You're right. I don't know why they drafted him one.
And my thing is, I'm like, is he really like that? I didn't really think he was like that.
Me neither. But I guess he's raw talent. He's still a kid though. He's only 19. If I got put across the coals for things I said at 19, I would not give a good job either. So I'm not putting that much on him for that, man. But they say, he just started playing basketball like 6 or 7 years ago.
Why not take LaMelo though?
I don't know.
That was my whole thing. Like, why not take LaMelo?
The thing is, it's a weak draft. You know what I mean? Like, once they got past those 3, I'm literally was like, yo, besides Cole Anthony, because I'm a Carolina fan.
And Obi Toppin.
And Obi Toppin, who has a funny name. But I'm like, I'm like, I don't know none of these guys, man. But Obi Toppin going to the Knicks, though, like, I didn't know he was a New Yorker. I mean, I think that with the tournament being out of didn't happen last year, that's the biggest part, because like that gives me my chance to watch some college basketball. I didn't know none of these guys. I didn't know none of them.
Yeah, that was the same thing. It was kind of like, college basketball didn't really even happen at all, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I know OSU's roster, and then I know who the best players are in the league, or in college draft. But outside of that, I don't know these space filler guys.
Right.
Usually, I at least know the top 20, and it was like, nah, I ain't heard none of these guys.
Yeah, years past, you're right. I wouldn't know. I'm like, these guys get like one dude, like it was like I don't know what number he was, but he looked like they said he compared him to Dennis Rodman, and he was lottery. I said, man, somebody got drafted in the lottery, and they're comparing him to Dennis Rodman. Like, man, this draft is weak. This draft is weak.
Oh man, who is it that they did wrong? My man, RJ. Was it RJ Hampton?
Oh,
he didn't go to like 22. I was like, that hurts.
But it'd be a good story, But he was definitely. They kept panning over to him. What made us sick about that though is they kept talking about the person who got drafted, and then they would automatically go back to Hampton. Hampton's still waiting, and they would go back there and show him. Like, this is nasty, man. This is
anybody
so
get him anytime now.
Yeah. One thing I kept thinking about as I'm watching the draft is, first of all, this is y'all the reason why the Rona is running rampant, because wasn't nobody abiding any rules. Like, there was no social distancing. There was nothing going on. Cats having parties. And what gets me, they put the mask like underneath their chins. Like, bro, just take it off. You know what I mean? Like,
take it off at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like, nobody has a mask on. So yeah, man, I kept thinking that as it was going on. Like, man, y'all getting and ESPN's coverage is just nasty. They would just go into stuff that literally had nothing to do with nothing. It's like, oh, well, such and such got drafted in the 9th grade. He stubbed his toe, and that motivated him. And now he's going to use that as motivation in the NBA. It's like, come on, man. Like, y'all need to do some research on something,
Listen, they had to fill time.
I know.
I know.
It was problematic. I didn't know how they were going to do it, but, it was okay. I watched it in the background. It was like background music.
They got through it.
Yeah. So let's get into this NBA free agency, bro. So Gordon Hayward,
Okay.
Michael Jordan goes again, once again proves that he is the worst GM ever. I say ever, but why do you give Gordon Hayward 120 million, Kev? Why?
Hey man, listen, LaMelo needed somebody to line up opposite. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He was getting the young superstar LaMelo, at least a semblance of some talent.
Who did they just sign besides Gordon Hayward? They signed somebody else recently, didn't they? Or maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. Maybe
LaMelo.
Yeah, they got LaMelo. Yeah, you think it's a good fit for him though? There.
I think he was best available. Why not? I think it's gonna be a good fit wherever he
yeah.
went. So yeah, I'm saying that was good.
Yeah.
That was a good pickup. Even though I do wonder what does the future hold now for Eric Murray.
Keith Murray.
Keith Murray. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about
I was thinking Eric Sermon.
I know. I knew where you were going. Yeah, I remember Eric Sermon, which was part of the Death Squad. That was part of Keith Murray's crew.
Keith Murray.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what that's going to mean for him. He got paid a ton of money too.
And I keep forgetting what his real name is.
Rozier.
So, yeah, Terry
I don't know
Rozier.
his first Terry. See, I was about to say Clifford. You know.
See?
R.I.P.
Listen, all that tell me is gone. Now that they drafted LaMelo, you're out. You're out of here, buddy.
They just waived Batum too to free up money to sign Gordon Hayward. He gave Gordon Hayward 120 mil though, Kev.
That's what the market was dictating at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because all that tells me is that other teams were interested, and that's probably around what they were offering. Because it's not like he went there like, I want to go here to win. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, no knock, but
go get your money.
Yeah, he was getting paid. Yeah,
go get your money. So the real Carmelo Anthony, he re-signed with the Blazers. That shows me he does not want to win the championship. He just wants to go out there and he got some love from them. He should have signed the vet minimum and went to the Lakers. He should have been on play with Bron.
LeBron ain't doing right by his guys. LeBron ain't did right by his guys since D Wade. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he doesn't have faith in the Banana Boat crew. He let Chris Paul go to Phoenix to rot for whatever reason. And everybody keeps talking about, oh man, Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I'm like, no. Phoenix is going to be terrible. Why would you send Chris Paul out there to rot?
Well, they keep saying they're going to be good. I think this points to, like, we don't really, like, Phoenix has never been on our scope. We just looked at them being 8-0 in the bubble last year. But, like, all the writers are saying Phoenix is going to make the playoffs. They're talking about them as being good.
Phoenix is going to suck still.
I think so, too.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I think so,
They don't have
too.
a winning culture out there, man. So so LeBron did Chris Paul wrong. He let him rot. He didn't show interest in signing Melo. So Melo just had to go where he was wanted, which I don't blame him. Even though there was mutual interest in him going back to the Knicks, I was a little surprised he didn't go back. It seems like Lala wants to be in New York instead of Portland, but whatever.
Yeah, who wants to go play for the Knicks though? Nobody wants to go to New York.
Listen, if I'm Melo, why not?
Until they get better ownership. He left. I don't know if he left on good terms, did he?
Probably not, but I mean, listen, he ain't got to talk to Dolan. Yeah, he ain't got to talk to Dolan though.
True, but Dolan, as long as he's there, you never know what they're capable of. That's what I would be.
This is true.
About,
Dolan beat kicked Kion in the shin
and threw him out. Like man's look who he beats with. He beats with Spike Lee, and he threw out Oakley. Nothing will come up good in the Knicks until they strong arm Oak and threw him out, man.
Oh, and remember the kid he banned for telling him to sell the team.
Yes, yeah, that was a kid.
Just banned him. It's like, come on now. No, I mean, it was a young adult, but like the guy was like 19. He wasn't very old at all.
Kid. Yeah, that's a kid.
Yeah,
that's still a kid. What else we got here? Rondo, he signed. He said thanks to the Lakers, he signed with the Hawks, $15 million, 2 years. Get your money, Rondo.
Hawks are making a lot of moves.
Hawks are supposedly having a good young team too, but I just think the city of Atlanta, the sports teams in Atlanta are just cursed. Maybe I'm just talking about the Falcons, but I just think like they just aren't going to win anything. But they're trying to get Trae Young some making him a marquee name as far as within everything. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
They made him a promise.
They made him a
promise. They would
get
him some help.
Yeah, they did. And then the last thing was the Lakers, man. They retooled. I want to know what you think about this. They got Dennis Schroeder. They end up signing Montrezl Harrell, which is a surprise move to me. And then they got Wesley Matthews from the Bucks.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
They picked up hey, listen, man. LeBron teams always do LeBron things, and they pick up a bunch of ragtag players that.
These are ragtag players.
Never really. I mean, Montrezl Harrell. That was a big pickup. He's Sixth Man of the Year.
Right.
But like Wesley Matthews, ragtag player. Who is the other guy? Oh, Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder.
More ragtagness.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
was all right. I think he's a dog. He'll be okay. I think he's good.
Listen, calling them a ragtag player is not saying that they're not good players. Like, they always pick up good players, but I always think about it more so in terms of fit. And it seems like the Lakers bring on a lot of guys to play with LeBron just so that way they can do one thing. Like Wesley Matthews, shoot threes. You're here to replace Danny Green as our three-point shooter, so just shoot threes and make them. Dennis Schroeder, you're here to facilitate and play good defense. I don't really care about you shooting threes at all, just like what Rondo did before. Montrezl Harrell, you're here to back up Anthony Davis. We need you to be the enforcer, be nasty, get all the fouls that Anthony Davis can't afford to pick up. I don't really care what else you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they always pick up, when we say role players, like it is role players in the truest sense of the word, where it's literally, I'm hiring you to do one job. It's like they hire plumbers. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like you never hire your plumber to come in and rewire your electric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, listen, you come and unclog the sink and then you leave, sir. Like, don't give me an estimate on hanging a flat screen on the wall. You get out.
Depending on how much you could do it for, though. I might take him up on it. What does this mean? What does this mean for the Clippers, though?
I don't know. Like, that was Montrezl leaving was a real weird thing. I think him and Paul George, him and Pure Garbage, they must have had words at some point. You know what I'm saying? And that really rubbed him the wrong way, because it's not like he went far away. He just went across the hall. And it was like, for what? Because the Clippers probably could have gave you the same money. Probably more than what the Lakers were going to give you. But you still went across the hall.
And I'll tell you this. He saw the jig hovering, man. Last year was big. Last year, them blowing that was a huge thing, man. And then you got Paul George, his off-the-court moves, and he's wifing up his baby mom. It's like, you know what? I'm out, man. I can't deal with this, man.
He was kissing the PS5.
Yeah, he's kissing, and he was kissing the PS5, man, with open. Yeah, that was nasty. But yeah, NBA free agency is going on. I don't know if one report I was looking at that was kind of weird though was talking about Boston and Kemba Walker are having they were shopping him around at one point.
Really?
And I guess Kemba caught wind of it and wasn't too happy about it, but I guess he understands it's a business or whatever. But I'm like, dang, it was them losing the playoffs Kemba's fault? Like they found him to be expendable? But this was go ahead.
I could very well see him ending up with the Wizards because John Wall requested out.
But John Wall, hold on. Do you think John Wall being on the Celtics would be a good move though?
It depends on what John Wall comes back and looks like. You know what I mean? Like if he's still super fast, if he's still super shifty after the Achilles tear, then yeah, sure. I think he's be an upgrade over Kemba because it's like he's a bigger guard as it is. Yeah. And, I don't need you to do everything. Just come out here, give us a lot of energy, and defer to Tatum.
Yeah. I think with them last year, though, with Boston, they just went to a bad matchup with Miami. And they were just exposing Kemba on defense. And I think any team would have done that. Any team. But to his credit, this was the first year Kemba's even been on and I think it was the first year been in the playoffs. So
probably.
Yeah. So, because he was in Charlotte for that long time. But all right, man. Enough of this NBA buzz.
How we just gonna say that hold on, no, we still got NBA to talk about.
What we got to talk
what's going on in Rocket Land?
Yeah, I don't know. Both. I've told you, I would not be surprised if Russ and Harden start the year on Houston, man. I don't think they're gonna. They hold all the cards. Houston is. They said what they wanted to do. They don't want to be on that team. Houston's like they pretty much have hunkered down and said, we own the rights. We have time to just keep you on the books, and then if you don't like it, oh well. And if you leave and we get nothing for it, oh well. We'll deal with that.
Yeah. Listen, Houston is big tripping because first of all, from the rumors I've heard, so I can't give this any validity, but from the rumors that I've seen, the word around the NBA right now is that Russ's trade value is low, or interest is very lukewarm on Russ. They want an absolute bounty for Harden. They were basically saying that they either want Kyrie or KD and a first-round pick for Harden.
I told you.
Listen,
Kevin,
they got to know. You got to know. I'm not getting. The whole reason we want Harden is because we got KD and Kyrie. Why would I give up KD or Kyrie and a first-round pick to get James Harden? I love James Harden, but see, that's just foolishness.
I told you that though. I mean, if I'm Brooklyn, or if I'm Brooklyn, and I'm asking myself if they're asking for Kyrie back and like somebody another player, I'd entertain that. You know what I'm saying? Because I can put Harden and KD together. I think that's a much better lineup than having Kyrie and KD together.
Nah.
I think so.
I I keep Kyrie. Like, listen, the way this works is Kyrie, KD, and Harden. So now listen, like I said, if you want Dinwiddie and you want LeVert, and even if you want Jared Allen, even though if I'm the Nets, I want to keep Jared Allen. I do whatever I can to keep him. Yeah, but I'm saying if Houston is requiring it in a package deal, go ahead and do it, and a couple of first round picks. That's a pretty good ransom for a player that doesn't want to play for your team.
True, but that's the thing, though. Why would you give up all that and you can still get him? If this is the destination he really wants to be at, then we're not going to trade for him. We're just going to say we'll just hold tight and then get him there. But that's another thing with him having 2 more years left on that contract. That's why I said the Nets aren't going to give up that much for him. And if Houston,
for the package I just told you,
offer.
I think that they'd be more than happy to give that up. For the package that Dinwiddie, LeVert, and Allen, and 2 first round picks, that's plenty. If I'm the Rockets, I go ahead and take that package.
I don't think first round picks hold the same weight anymore because Philly got rid of theirs. They gave up 2 first round picks and Horford to get to somebody. Who did they get him to? I forget.
Where did they send Horford? They sent him to no man's land.
Yeah, but they gave him up and 2 first round picks just to get that off their books. So I'm like, dang, they gave up all that. Well, I don't think first round picks hold the same weight.
Well, you also got to keep in mind that first round picks are also going to. It's going to kind of depend on where they're coming from.
True.
Because it's like, the Lakers aren't going to have good first round picks right now if we're just talking off of, the picks that they get off their record. You know what I mean? So if I'm trading you a first round pick, but you don't pick till 30th, I'm not really going to get much for this.
It depends on what trade. Because I think with Golden State, they had somebody's pick from the year prior, and that team was trash. That's how they got the second pick. Yeah. Because even though they had a bad season last year, had it been whatever they would have been, they'd have been good. And, they still would have had that pick. Man, that's crazy how the injury bug that hit Golden State, man.
That is. I mean, with Clay, you just hate to see it. But, I mean, listen, they still got Steph. We'll see what Wiseman looks like. Draymond still out there. And Wiggins, like you said. And they can still sign somebody. They still have money if anybody wants to come. Giannis.
I was about to say, man.
Bud. Don't sign that Supermax so quick, bud.
No.
We'll hand you the keys to the castle.
Yeah, and they just got rid of Wesley Matthews signed with the Lakers, so their team is being broken up too. So I don't think Milwaukee has done enough to keep Giannis.
Nah, man, that was the biggest. Once I found out about the Bogdan deal falling through because the Kings didn't actually get him to commit to signing there, and he was like, "Nah, I ain't signing there. I'm gonna go to Atlanta." It's like, oh, listen, if I'm Giannis, I'd be like, "This is the most incompetent front office of all time. I'm out of here." Yeah, they're not ever gonna get me any help. Yeah.
One thing I am happy about the season starting up next month though is that we get to see KD again. Because all the things I've been hearing about him is like, he's out here putting people in a vice, at these secret NBA games, spiking up the coronavirus numbers. But
listen, I think that Cabbage Patch bald spot that he's got going on now, I think that was just him ascending in Super Saiyan.
Listen, I told you when it was the season that they beat the Cavs that second time, I think, and KD was just showing up in sweats. I was like, this guy's different. He's here for one reason and one reason only, and I'm here to kick A. All right, I'm here. I'm here.
Annihilation.
Annihilation. That's it. And then hearing and seeing that hair, that bald spot, that human yarmulke on his head. Yeah, he don't care nothing about nothing, man. He don't care about
getting
nothing.
On that court. Nothing. That's it. Balling.
That's it. All right. All right, man. Let's get into it, bro. Let's talk about this battle, this versus battle that happened. Okay.
Yeah.
So Gucci Mane and Jeezy had their verses. Did you see the numbers on it though?
Man, crazy. I know they have 1.8 million on Instagram alone. So, it was probably a solid 3 million people watching.
Yes, it went nuts. So, me and you were texting all night. It was a moment, man. I think we were on 2 different ends of the spectrum. I was a Jeezy, because in my opinion, Jeezy just tucked him all the way in. Musically, it wasn't even close. Culturally, and everything that went besides music, I'll give it to Gucci. I'm not in any way. I wasn't a big Gucci fan. You were. I give that to you. You can educate me on some stuff to come with it. But I've been diving into the story and talking to my baby sister this morning about it, and it sparked some great conversations about it. But just watching it, man, like this was by far the best versus it's been to me. It's been the best one. But I had a question for you though. When it happened, when the song got played. Okay, because we knew the song was coming. I knew it was coming.
We didn't know. We thought maybe he might let it.
No,
but once I saw the energy Gucci came in on, I was like, "Oh, truth is coming."
So
when he came out with round 1 and started dissing.
Yeah, he started off with a new 2020 diss of Jeezy.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this scripted? And I'm like, I didn't know how to take it. But when it went to that song, and I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing the body language come on of Jeezy just sitting there, like, I can't believe that I have to go through this. How did you feel? Like, what was your emotions? Like, what did it take me through what you were going through?
I loved it. I
know you
loved
did.
it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Big goo wop getting on Jeezy's neck. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Gucci getting out there and getting after it. Because my thing was like, this is who Gucci has always been as an artist. Even just when you hear him in interviews, this is who he was. And he didn't get up there and fake or flodge about who he was. He was being himself on that stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I think what it did too though was Jeezy was prepared for that. And I could tell by the way his response. Because his response literally was like, like he knew this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna give me my moment. And he led right into that song. I'm gonna tell you, when he kicked that, he said one thing's for sure, two things for sure. I said, okay, there we go. And that's when the hypeness came from me. I was like, all right, go ahead, Jeezy. Because I didn't like the spice that Gucci added to it. I get that Jeezy has to accept that. And I'm not saying even as a Jeezy fan or even as an older adult, I have to accept that. Because I've never had nobody try to come and kill me. So I'm not saying that emotion shouldn't have been there. Even the way he felt shouldn't have been there. I'm not even saying he needed to curve any of that. Or he shouldn't have. I just felt like with everything that's happened this year and with these young kids killing each other. And we talk about it a lot of how it seems like a lot of these younger dudes are glorifying the murder and glorifying that gangster persona, and they're living it, man. Like, I mean, I'm never like, it's a lot of like, I'm never going to Dallas, Texas ever again. I don't know what's going on in Texas, but you're going down there. You might not make it back. But seeing that a lot of these kids are like emulating that and like basically living out these things, like, I don't think that Gucci should have said, like, you know, smoking on a Pookie pack and all that. I thought that was a little bit in poor taste. But even with that being said, that's just nadir. Even with that being said, I get it. I understand why he did it. Because like I said, I've never had nobody try to come and kill me.
I feel like he needed to say that to Jeezy's face. Because, there was a lot of subtleties in there that a lot of people didn't catch from Gucci Mane. But it was like you kind of had to know to get where he's coming. Like when Gucci said, my outfit cost $10,000, right? Like, what did you think of that when you were saying that? When he and then Jeezy's like, oh man, well, look at the real estate I got, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people took that as like one of the funniest jokes I've seen online is like, man, as soon as he said real estate, man, all the Forex and the LLC people out here just went crazy. And I saw a lot of people jump on that like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? See, that's the biggest difference. But what Gucci Mane was actually saying to Jeezy was like, okay, this is the bounty that you put on me was $10,000. Oh. And he's like, listen, I spent $10,000 on my outfit tonight. You know what I'm saying? While you try to have, you know, that was what you allegedly put up on me with $10,000. And then when he said, you know what I'm saying, let's have an ice off. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it for our jewelry. Allegedly that the $10,000 that Jeezy put up was to get Gucci Mane's chain.
Gucci Mane's chain.
Yeah. So he's subtly just kind of poking at him. So it was more layered than what most people actually understood it to be. But those were jabs that he's taking at him. It wasn't. So when Jeezy said, "I got all this real estate, I own half Atlanta," Gucci kind of looking at him like,
"That's not what I'm talking about.
That's not what I'm saying."
So hold on. So do you think that Jeezy knew that that's what he was saying though? That Gucci was saying?
I don't think he understood what Gucci was saying in the moment. I think that he really thought he was making a big point about his outfit was $10,000, but that wasn't what he was poking fun at him like, well, you over here, you thought that was some big money to have, you know, whatever happened. I spent that on my outfit, whatever.
Now, let me ask you this though. Do you think at any point, or maybe you can correct me and answer this for me though, at any point has Jeezy ever taken ownership for what happened?
No. Okay. I mean, like they not for what happened with that situation with the men coming to accost Gucci Mane. I understand he can't really say anything about that. Even when they ask him about it now, he's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like you can't cop to like, yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that.
But didn't he say it in the song though? Didn't Jeezy say it in the song? Like just like saying it, and then he kind of was like, I didn't expect for y'all cats to really do it. I was just kind of talking trash.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit. But like in interviews and stuff, you know what I'm saying, he had spicy words for Gucci Mane, and you know what I'm saying, talking bad about him and all that stuff. And it's like now he was ready to put that behind him. But it's like, yo, well, what you didn't, he didn't really stand to gain anything by continuing that beef. Because I mean, if this is a different conversation, but if we're being all the way honest, Jeezy has not been musically relevant in some time. Like Gucci was making a good point when he was like, yo, play something new. And Jeezy was like, no, I'm playing my old stuff or whatever. Jeezy, like, listen, we listen to Church in These Streets. That album was awful.
Yeah, it was. But I think the rebrand, okay, so that kind of splinters off into a whole nother thing, though, because I do think that the Jeezy rebrand and the Gucci rebrand are so interesting. Gucci's is so interesting that we really believe that he's not the same person. We believe he's a clone. But the Jeezy rebrand has been one of which that it was weird to us. You know what I mean? Because when he moved away from the TM, and I get it was a mature thing, because he kind of seemed like he went back to it on this latest album, which I haven't heard yet. I need to give it a listen to.
Yeah, I need to take a listen to it. I mean, it sounds like, from what I've heard, that album sounds like it's going to be really good. But leading up to this point, it's not been good. Jeezy's been pretty cold for a while. Because
he went away, he did the Church in the Streets thing, and then he did something else, and it was like that wasn't it. Because we want TM 103, TM 104, we want that Jeezy. We don't want that other guy. You know what I'm saying?
He did another Thug Motivation, and it didn't
hit.
It.
No, it wasn't it. That wasn't it at all. But I get why Gucci was saying that, and the reason why he was saying that is because Jeezy's hits from during that that Thug Motivation run,
they were huge.
They were amazing, bro. I got so amped watching that because it was just a good back and forth. Because I know, like I said, you're the Gucci connoisseur. You lived that moment, and for me, I missed it because I was an adult during that time.
Yeah,
I wasn't out doing hood rat things.
You weren't doing hood rat things.
Nah, I wasn't doing hood rat things with my friends during that run.
You already grown up.
So I missed that point. And my sister kind of broke that down to me too, and she said it was funny because she literally said the same thing you said about it. Because I didn't understand it. Because like if my view was, if aliens came down right now and they were like, let's listen to the music. I want to listen to just this Gucci Mane guy. I want to listen to this Jeezy guy. I'm like, you can't even compare to these Def Jam hits, man. Now to the flip side of that, if you want to talk about like Gucci was the underdog. He was the independent act. He probably made way more money off his music than Jeezy did. That's probably fact. And then also my sister was telling me about Gucci doing the Chitlin circuit, having a lot of ties in Ohio, Dayton, that whole type of thing. Then so it's like I can understand why somebody could ride for Gucci. And like the streets already thought Gucci won even before this battle happened. That's straight up. Like I felt like it was nothing that Gucci could not do or do to say like he already owned the streets, and Jeezy, it was just the music when it came down to it. So it was a big moment for hip hop though. I thought it was good. It was good, man.
And I know a lot of people talk about the speech that Jeezy gave in the middle or after Truth. A lot of people want to talk about that part, but see, to me, that wasn't really the most important part of the night. The most important part of the night was Gucci at the end saying that, okay, you know what? Because I mean, like for the show part of it, it did feel like that was the show part, and that what Gucci actually said to Jeezy, it was like, yo, this is what Gucci has been saying for years. And the fact that he's in front of you right now and he's saying it to you right now in front of you is telling me like that's who he really is and that's how he really feel. Yeah. But at the end of the night, once the show was over, to sit up there and say, hey, listen, I appreciate you extending the olive branch. I accept it. This can be over with now. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing but respect and love, thank you. And to leave it there, I thought that was the biggest part. You know what I'm saying? To me, that was the biggest part. Jeezy's speech was like, I mean, it was on point. Even though he kind of left Pookie out there to dry because he was like, man, this is about King Von and this is about Nipsey Hussle and this is about both three. And you know what I'm saying? All these other guys, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to say it? Are you going to? No, okay.
Well, I think that kind of went without saying. I mean, and once again, I think that comes to the ownership part, though. Because he, like you said, he never mentioned his name, because that would mean that Jeezy would have to take ownership of knowing, like, yo, I'm partly to blame with this man's, timely demise. I gotta own that, Yeah. And I don't think Jeezy, that's why I was asking you, has he ever done that to accept the fact that you played a part in that, whether or not you want to admit it or not. But no, that's the real Gucci
said
man.
You gotta hold that, and Jeezy was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that was him kind of admitting it, because it was like, yeah, you do gotta hold that, because Gucci has every right to feel the way he feels and say what he's saying up there to you, because you know what you did, or you allegedly did.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, but I think that was Jeezy playing chess too, though, because that was a chess move. Jeezy knew that he was going to go there. He knew the song was going to be played because Gucci Mane confirmed that. Hey, listen, I told you, I would say off the dribble, if I can't say the truth, then I don't want to do this. So Jeezy admitted he knew that song was coming, so he already thought about his rebuttal to that. And when he did, like, okay, so what did you think when you heard the Jeezy when he came in? Because I thought the DJ was going to get everybody killed in there. I thought Jeezy's DJ, because I said it to you during our chat when we were talking. I said, listen, I don't like the spice that this DJ is giving. Because I had to start, I ended up doing the history on the DJs, man, because it seemed like they had beef. And I had to think about it, and I did the research on it. That's been Jeezy's DJ for the last, for a long time. So like he was going through this during that too. So they probably had, bad blood and everything during that time too with the DJs. So I when the DJ said it, like, so what was your thoughts when Jeezy went into his speech and then he said and went to the song?
Right?
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
I thought it was whack that he didn't come back with Stay Strapped, but
no, that got everybody killed. What do you mean he come back with Stay Strapped? What do you like? No, that couldn't have been it. That'd have changed the energy.
Because it was, I mean, like after his speech, he couldn't come back with Stay Strapped. But for me, Get Your Mind Right didn't really have a big impact because to me, it was more like, to me, it was crazier that Gucci really got up on stage and said everything that he said in truth to his face. Yeah. I mean, like, because Gucci didn't break eye contact. He looked him dead in his eyes and was like, yo, yeah, that's right. I did it. And, hey, it is what it is. And because Jeezy, when he was giving his speech, he was looking at the floor.
Well, and maybe you're right, because we look at body language a lot too, and I think that was in a way of him saying, like, I gotta own that. I gotta own that point. You made a great point when that. I don't like that this happened. And also, I gotta turn this daggone ship around because if this keeps going the way that you're taking us to, we're about to be a brawl.
Get your mind right. Well, that's why for me, Get Your Mind Right, it was just kind of like, it was the proper play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You run on first down, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. Like, I get it. Yeah, it's fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. But I like that Gucci came out as wild card, even though Gucci did not play my favorite songs, and I was very upset about that.
I was wondering about. He didn't play Freaky Girl, right?
He didn't play Freaky Girl. He didn't play Swing My Door. He didn't play I'm a Star. He played Photo Shoot. That was, you know what I'm saying, that's a jam. But he missed Where You Was.
Well, Jeezy left a lot on the table too, though. Jeezy didn't play a lot of his hits.
Jeezy didn't play none of the Recession. That's my favorite album of Jeezy.
That is my favorite album.
Yeah, I was like, he left a lot off the table too. But I mean, it was only that was the one where they should have gone further. Because remember when they was doing more than 20 songs? Like you would do the 20 songs for the matchup, and then you would just play some Lucy's after. Yeah, they should have kept going.
That was before Tidal, though. I mean, that was before Apple Music. Once it went to Apple Music, it was a strict 20 time gated or whatever. So
listen, that time gate clearly went out the window because these guys made us wait a full hour like it was an actual concert. It was like, sir, man, we're at home. Nobody nobody is showing up late. Nobody's having trouble parking. We're here. Get to performing.
And now I think about it, can Jeezy even play all his songs? Because does he even own his masters?
I mean, I imagine he at least owns the right to play them. I mean, because all that stuff was on Def Jam at the time, and he played all that stuff. When he played the song from Boys in the Hood, I was like, oh, why are you going back? Like, this didn't age well, bro. I don't even know why you went back to this. And there was a couple songs, like, I didn't think Air Forces really sounded as great as it used to. You know, it was just kind of like, there was a couple of them joints, even though it was a lot of them where it was like, yo, yeah, he went crazy. He should have played Amazing. I thought that he really should have went to Amazing. His verse on there was immaculate, and that beat was crazy.
Yeah, she should have just let Seen It All. You gotta let Jay's verse. You can't cut that off, man.
Yeah, you can't.
Nah, I took Dan to her 5-year her appointment today. We listened to Seen It All the whole way there. Like, you listen to these drug raps, baby. You know, like, and only thing it made me do though was just solidify Jay-Z's the GOAT. There's no rapper ever walked this earth better than Jay-Z, man. Yeah, you know, like you listen to that, just even the chorus, like it's like Jay-Z just the GOAT. But go ahead.
And that's why those Hove big jokers didn't even really count that much because it was like, I love these songs because of Hove. Jeezy wasn't even the best part of these songs. Like you could just play Hove's verse and not even play the Jeezy verse and be like,
Seen It All. Jay did his thing, but Jeezy held his own on that too.
He did, but like Jay's parts are always my favorite, man. Like Go Crazy, bro. Jay's verse on Go Crazy is still my favorite part of that whole song.
You know why?
And the beat is fire.
The beat is fire. But this is the reason why I have a hard time hearing you say this, because you're the same guy who came here and defended Jay Electronica for doing a whole album with Jay.
I'm not mad at Jay Electronica for doing a whole album with Jay, but I'm saying, like, I don't know that Jay-Z is always better than Jay Electronica, but I think Jay-Z is always better than Jeezy every single time.
I think he held his own. But that's a good point though. That is a good point. Yeah. But yeah, man.
That's not to say Jeezy got washed on any of those tracks. It's just that Hov was always better. Like, consistently, he was better.
That's not saying much. I mean, that's not saying a slight, because you're literally you're on a track with the best rapper to ever walk Earth. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. That is a fact. You know. But yeah, man. So it was dope, man. It was a dope moment. It's all the internet's been talking about since. Yeah. It's funny seeing a divide though. But then, as far as some people saying it was Jeezy won. Some people saying Gucci won, and then most people saying, listen, hip hop won.
Hip hop won. Yeah, it was just so much of a shocker. Yeah, it was just so much of a shocker. We never in a million years thought Jeezy and Gucci like that they would actually agree to do it. And then honestly, to be completely honest, I still don't know that it's behind them. Like,
no,
Gucci,
it's not.
Gucci's very liable to just change his mind and be like, you know what, I don't like you again, and I'm gonna start dissing you. You know what I'm saying? It could happen, and if it did, we'd be like, oh well, hey, I understand. But we hope that it doesn't. Like, I would love for Jeezy and Gucci to be able to work on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, hearing them perform So Icy was big. It seemed like they both enjoyed themselves, and like I said, Gucci at the end. Him accepting the olive branch, I thought that was the biggest part of the night, because we could have just left and it would have been unresolved. Because, I mean, Jeezy said what he said, but unless Gucci is receptive to it, that doesn't really go anywhere. But Gucci actually being receptive and hey, listen, we're going out tonight. We're going to have a good time. Yeah. I appreciate you for, what I'm saying? And it's love and respect. Yeah. That was the biggest part of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, so. And then I saw some of the people that worked at Compound were saying that they partied all night. They spent a whole lot of money, won one fight in there, and they had a good time. And the Rona was running around. So, yeah.
Rona was running rampant.
Rona was running rampant.
If Rona had to run rampant, that's a good reason to run it rampant.
The cure's in Atlanta. Until I listen, they got the cure in Atlanta, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I asked my mom, my sister all the time, like, y'all got the cure down there. Like, y'all out here rocking. I mean, like,
they got herd immunity.
Word. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. They got herd immunity. Nobody's leaving there, and they just all caught it already, and they're fine.
Right. They got the antibodies.
Yeah. So who do you want to see in Versus next? Because, like, a lot of people have put up 50 and Ja, and I feel like that doesn't have the same impact now. I feel like, y'all had to go first.
Yeah. At this point, man, I don't think anybody. I got to be honest with you, because
no Hov and Nas?
That's not going to happen. They both are just. I would love to see it. Let's put it that way. I would love to see it. I know Jay has got to be looking at this, because he's a music guy, to say, like, okay, this is what they want. Let's go ahead and do it. That's the only one that I would want to see. I don't want to see any one other one than that, because I didn't think this one was going to happen. I didn't think Jeezy. I would never think Jeezy and Gucci Mane were going to be doing anything together, let alone in the same building at the same time. Yeah. Putting, quote unquote things behind them. Like, that was real
6
beef,
feet
man.
apart from each other.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Social distance.
Yeah, social distance, right. With no mask, because ain't nobody had no mask on. Like, come on, man.
Mask ain't good for a performance, but they was far apart and high up, so it was okay. Now the crew or whatever, maybe not. Yeah, I mean,
and I did see the video. Jeezy had a bunch of people there too.
He did.
Jeezy, they were just sitting down. They weren't like the young Goonies were standing up behind Gucci, and Gucci stood up the whole time, which is very telling.
He did.
I'm like,
that's just Gucci's energy. That's just Gucci's energy, man. And all of his Goonies stood up the whole time too. And I don't know, you probably didn't see it, but 21 Savage live stream watching it, and they were all going for Gucci. Like,
I bet they were.
It's one of those things where it's like, yo, listen, if you're not a fan of Gucci, you probably said Jeezy won. But if you were a fan of Gucci, like, he won before he came in the building.
That's what I said. Yeah, straight up.
There's no topping him.
Yeah, straight up. But my sister kind of hipped me to this too, and I'm sure there's things that you already know, is that Gucci, birthing a lot of those Atlanta acts, opening up that studio, letting people come for free. Like, that's why I said, like, that stuff like that is like, Gucci won before he even came in, and then come to find out, Jeezy's not really from Atlanta. That's when when Gucci said that line, like my
Yeah.
hood, right down the road.
Four
Where's he
minutes down the
from?
street. I don't know where he's from. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Jeezy was like, "Well, I might not be from here, but I sure like it don't matter."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I think hip hop won, bro. It was a dope moment. I've rewatched it already like twice. Just at certain moments, went back and watched certain moments. But yeah, it was dope, man. It was dope.
It was dope. I think if Hov and Nas ever do it, first of all, I don't really know that I care to see Hov and Nas do it because, like, to me, Jay-Z already won, and it'd probably just be boring. Like, I don't know. We could already come up with the scenarios of what they would already play. Like, I feel like we already know how that plays out. But if they ever did it, they would have to be the last ones to do it ever. I feel like they both feel like it would be so iconic that that's the only way that they could ever do it if that was the last verses ever.
Yeah, I mean, if you
I
want to
still
go,
would rather see Hov and Beyonce. I would love to see that.
You keep saying that, man.
That's what I want. It's what I want. I want to see Hov and Beyonce.
That'd be dope because the energy would be good. They could already be in the same vicinity because they're married to one another, and they both have a lot of hits. They both have a lot of hits.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wouldn't be too
sense.
bad. But nah, hip hop. We got if it's gonna be
who could Beyonce verse? There's nobody that like Rihanna
maybe, but I don't think she even have enough for. I don't think she.
Yeah,
she don't even have enough. I don't know who Beyonce could battle.
Right.
I don't know.
You know what, man? I know this sounds toxic, man. I probably shouldn't even say it. And if you get to the editing point and you think that it should be cut, go ahead and do what you got to do. But Rihanna versus Chris Brown might be actually a very good one. Hear me. Not because of the relationship, but because of the music. Their career span the same amount of time. Both very accomplished, had very high charting songs, and they both make pop music. So it really actually makes a lot of sense. Like they kind of encompass the same lane, just the male and the female side of it. Now, the history between the two of them makes that tough, and we probably should not do that because of the history between those two. But on the music side of things, it actually makes a lot of sense. As crazy as that sounds.
The only way that would make that could work is if Rihanna gives Chris Brown the stage and he literally cries for an hour. Okay, he literally just cries and says he's sorry, and just because so you kind of bumped into a great conversation. Have we really ever forgiven Chris Brown? Like, have we ever really? Because he's never made it back to. Because you gotta think about it, he had the baton to be like the next Michael Jackson, like talent wise, just the trajectory on what he was on, and then that happened, and we never really accepted the fact that he made music. So, you know what I mean? So like the whole he's pretty much
his
a talented.
Dimmed.
Yeah, he's a talented Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
but I think about it more so like who could go against Chris Brown? Like, I don't think anybody else can really match up with him because, like, Omarion, that ain't really gonna work. I mean, the B2K stuff, I guess if you throw that in there, but I don't feel like his music was ever as big as Chris Brown's.
You know who could battle Chris Brown?
Like,
Usher.
It can't be like Usher could work.
Usher.
Yeah, Usher could actually work pretty well because I was thinking more so like the generation gap or whatever kind of makes that a little bit tricky. But I think Usher is relevant enough in this generation to overlap with Chris Brown where it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the only other person I was thinking was Trey Songz, and it's like, nah, he's not even close. And then it's like, okay, well, he could versus Drake, but he loses easy. Like he loses hands down.
Who would battle Aubrey? Maybe Aubrey and Jay-Z.
Yeah, maybe, but only person I feel like Drake could battle is Wayne. As weird as that sounds, I feel like Drake and Wayne makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Would be a good one. There was another one I was thinking about with Drake too. I was thinking about somebody else. It was on the tip of my tongue. Pause. And I can't remember. It just kind of slipped my mind. It just slipped my mind.
Drake could battle somebody. Like, Drake is so versatile. He could go.
What's up? Kanye.
Yeah, Drake and Kanye makes a lot of sense too.
But they would fight. Like they would.
They haven't made up yet.
Nah, they haven't made up yet, man. But I would like to see if you. I mean, to answer your question when you said who would I like to see in the verses. Heck, I would like to see Kanye, man. If they can get Kanye in there.
Kanye versus somebody. That's another tough one. Like I still would love to see Wayne versus somebody just on the mixtape stuff. Like, listen, this is a song I did over your beat. Let's see who did it better.
I would love to see Wayne in that space again, but see, Wayne's on another. He's on the whole Trump thing. Like,
well, I would say Wayne is about to go to jail unless Donnie Boy lets him slide.
That's right. He got caught another gun, right?
Yeah, he sure. This was months ago too. We thought it was all good, but apparently they came back with like, first of all, I think anybody that has gone near the White House or whatever, like, you got a stain on you and you're gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? So they brought those charges back up on Lil Wayne real quick. Like, hey, we saw you endorsing Trump. What about that gun you had with that ammo, huh? How about that,
That's what they were saying is the biggest problematic thing about it was that the weapon, the ammo was in the gun. You know, like, they weren't separated.
He was a felon.
Yeah.
He was a felon. But that was the thing. They found it and they let him go that day. They were like, oh, no, it's all good. Don't worry about it. But then right after he took the pictures with Trump, they was like, hey, guess what? Remember that? It ain't all good no more.
Yeah.
It ain't all good. Joe Biden seen you take that picture.
Yo, your man is not leaving, bro. Your man being Trump. He is really trying to fight this, man. Like, they're throwing out every case that come out. Like, he's going out super sad, man. And and I love to see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, listen, man, we stuck in the house anyway. Like, man, I needed some entertainment. Just when is that, January 20th? When January 20th come around, just make sure the U-Hauls are out there, man. That's all. That's it.
Brown box that stuff, man. Just put it in the box. Give him the duct tape.
You can do whatever you want to the end. Yeah, I think Melania bounced already. She was like, "Whoo, thank God, I'm out of here."
But to see that he's been to no COVID meetings for like months, and like Biden's like, "Yo, we got to get some kind of plan going here, man. Like, what's going on? Like, people are still dying. Like, you know." And my man came out and said he did Pfizer, but we're not a political podcast, whatever.
Listen, bro has not done any presidenting since.
No, he lost. He was like, "Listen, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done with all this president stuff. I'm done with all that.
I'm about to go golf, bro.
Look, we're gonna go rampant with the conspiracy theory. Let's get everybody riled up. Donate me some money, and that's gonna kind of be the end of how this goes.
I got a month left. That's what they gotta put tabs on him, man. Cause what he's gonna do in this next month, man, is like, yo, like, I don't know, man. It's scary.
Well, toss Weezy a pardon. He needs you.
He's not though.
He stepped out there for you, man. Don't forget about your people now.
Well, Joe, you got anything else, bro?
I think that about wraps it up, man. We gave people a whole lot.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. But yo, I am Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. This is the Games Music Life podcast, episode 236. Drink more water, people.
Peace.
Peace.